long time no see. If you're new here, my name is Catherine. Every 2 years, I make videos and then I get embarrassed so I delete them. And then I miss making videos. I make some more and then I get embarrassed and then I delete them. So we are back in the cycle for sure. I have a lot of books that I have here to show you that I have accumulated since my last book haul. I have read some of them and I'll let you know which ones I've read, and yeah, let's get into it. So I guess I'll do it by author. The first author that I have here is Hazelwood. Not this last Christmas, but the Christmas before that, I read The Love Hypothesis and I really liked it. So I got Love on the Brain, and then after that I bought these individual novellas on my Kindle and I read them pretty recently, and then I saw that this bind up came out, so I had to get this. So yeah, but I haven't read Love on the Brain yet. Gotta get into this one. Next, I have some of my favorite books ever. I have the Magnolia Parks series. I haven't read The Long Way Home, and I actually bought the second Daisy Hates book, but it came in the UK edition. I just can't have that on my shelf because I just have to have them match. But I have Magnolia Parks, which I didn't like as much, but I absolutely loved Daisy Hates, which I read, I think, pretty recently. I think I read it this year. I have to get into this one, The Long Way Home. I'm excited. Magnolia Parks just, she beats me up emotionally, so I can't really get into these like really easily. So I got these. Next, I have Elena Armas's books, The Spanish Love Deception and The American Roommate Experiment. I have read this one and didn't like it as much, but I thought I was going to love it, so I bought the second one, which is like a companion to the first one. I haven't gone into this one because I'm scared. I don't know if I'm gonna like this one, so I'm kind of nervous. Next, I have some books by Elle Kennedy. I read the first 3 in the off-campus series, so I have the last one, The Goal. The spin-off of that series is Brighter You, and I have the first book. And then her and Serena Bowen, I think this might be a duet or a duology. Him, and I know that the second one is Us. I know that this is an MM romance, and I haven't read this either, so. Next, I have some books by Renee Carlino. I have Before We Were Strangers, which I absolutely love this book. This is so good. I read it last year and I ate it up. But since I really like that one, I bought Swear on This Life. I haven't read this one. I will get to it. Next, I have some Devonny Perry books, Indigo Ridge, Juniper Hill, and Garnet Flats. I haven't read Garnet Flats, but I read these two. These ones are really good. I like Juniper Hill just a little bit more than Indigo Ridge, but I think that this one had a better plot. This one, I was just here for the vibes. And I hope that this one's good. I haven't heard as great things about Garnet Flats. I'm excited nonetheless. I am quite embarrassed about this purchase. I have the entire Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher, and I have not read a single one. I tried to read Throttle like 3 or 4 times and I just can't get into it. And I also have the Dreamland Billionaires trilogy. Let me explain. I tried to read the fine print like 3 or 4 times. 114 pages, like that's like a good amount, you know what I mean? Haven't finished it. Bought the third one, and then when I aligned them, I noticed that the third one doesn't match, and I was like, you're lying. I bought these ones so that way at least it would match. I only had the first 2 at first and then saw that those ones don't match, so I was like, I should buy the last 2 so that way they all match. That's my justification. I don't think it's that strong, but that is why I bought them. Next, I have some books by Tessa Bailey. I read It Happened One Summer and I really liked that one, so I bought the second one, which is Hook, Line, and Sinker. Haven't read that, but I read My Killer Vacation, and do you see how tiny this book is? Tell me why it took me 2 months to finish this book. I'm embarrassed for me too. I read like half of it and then was struggling internally because I was like, I want to DNF it, but I was like, no, I don't DNF books, which I should start doing, to be honest. But it was just so short, so I was like, might as well finish it. But I did not like this at all, personally. This is her most recent release, Secretly Yours. I know that the second one is coming out in June, so I wanted to get this one. Tessa Bailey's books are just so easy to get into. Next, I have some books by Colleen Hoover. If you remember one of my videos, I said that Colleen Hoover is like my favorite author of all time. My taste has definitely changed over the last 2 years since you guys saw me, and also I read Colleen Hoover books when I was in high school. I was like 15 or 16 when I started reading her books. I was also only 15 when I read ACOTAR. Like, I distinctly remember sitting in honors history or something with my friend and talking about Court of Mist and Fury, and we were just gushing about Reese, and honestly it's just kind of embarrassing, but I still like Colleen Hoover's stories. I have Layla, It Starts With Us, and Reminders of Him. I tried to read these two. I think I tried to read all of them, but I just couldn't get into them. Pretty random, honestly. We're going out of order here. Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. I also have Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, and I tried to read this one. There's just something about like YA narration doesn't really resonate with me anymore. When I was in high school, I loved it, but now I just can't really get into it. Gonna try again. Another YA that I have, super sad, If You Had Been With Me. I'm actually reading this one currently, or I'm like in it. Apparently it's really sad though, so it's kind of hard to get me to read like sad books. Another YA that I have here is Dance of Thieves by Mary A. Pearson. I actually read The Remnant Chronicles, the first book, The Kiss of Deception, when I was in middle school. I literally don't remember any of it at all, but I definitely want to get back into those books, maybe read those first. I've just heard so much hype about this, so I definitely want to get into it too. Another YA that I have is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Heard a bunch of good things about this one. Started it, didn't continue. I think this is a really good fall book, so I think I might just save it for the fall, but we'll see. Also have Truly Devious, which I know that this is set in a school setting. I bought these at the same time. Haven't touched them since. I'm gonna be for real. I don't think I have any more YA books to show you. I do have some more series and a lot of like first to series that I haven't started. I have Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. If y'all are from OG BookTube, then you know this series was like so poppin'. I don't have TikTok anymore, so I don't know if this is like poppin' again. When I was 15, 16 on BookTube watching all these people's videos, this would always pop up. I wanted to read it so bad, and recently I saw it in a Barnes. It was like a blast from the past. I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen that cover in so long. I definitely want to get into this one. I have The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. I don't know too much about this other than she hires a male escort, and that's about it. Next, I have the new covers for the Addicted series. I have Addicted to You, which I have read, Ricochet, and Addicted for Now. I haven't read these two. I wanted to wait for the new covers because I thought they were so cute, so I got those. This is the first two series that I am 100% intimidated by. It is Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I am absolutely horrified because it is huge and the font is like so small, but nonetheless I'm excited to get into this one too. I think I just broke the spine. Next, I have Lucy's Score books. So her Knock 'Em Out series, Things We Never Got Over, Things We Hide from the Light, and then By a Thread as well. Next, I have Anna Huang's books, Twisted Love and Twisted Games. They don't match and it drives me absolutely insane. I tried starting this book as well and I just could not get into it because the guy is so mean. Like, for what? And I might buy the published edition for this one instead of the indie published edition. What's wrong with me? I don't know. Next, I have the first two books in the, I was about to say the Kingmakers, just kidding, the Brutal Birthright series. And I actually have read this one. I finished it yesterday, Brutal Prince. So I'm on Stolen Air right now. This is my first Mafia and I really like it so far. I just didn't know what I was expecting, but I'm low-key eating it up. I have The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. I know that this one is like super underrated, as some people say, and I wanted to save it for the fall last year, but I didn't get into it. This is Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan, but I heard that this has like a lot more things than just romance, so that's definitely up my alley. Then I have Fair Catch. I started this one yesterday and I tried to get into it, but I just finished Brutal Prince. Next, I have Return to Us, which is the first book in this series, the Willow Creek Valley series. And this cover is like my favorite thing ever. This one is just so cute and I wanted to save it for the fall, but I didn't read it in the fall. Next, I have Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This is another sports romance. I love sports romance. Next, this is a part of a duology, The Confidence of Wildflowers. I heard that the ending is really bad, so I don't really want to read it, I'm not gonna lie. I have some dark romances. I have Priest by Sierra Simone, and I heard that the first one isn't as good as the next two. We'll see. Next, I have Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This whole series is retellings, but from the villain's point of view, which is intriguing for sure. And next, I have Neon Gods by Katie Robert. I bought this before I knew some things about her. Next, I have The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. My boyfriend bought this for me, and our names are the names of the main two characters, which is really cool. I just know that this is a mystery thriller. Bought this last year, haven't gone into it. I have Tell Me Lies, which is also in the horror thriller section of Barnes, and I just know that this is about a toxic relationship. I want to get into this, but I've also heard not so good things about this as well, so I guess I'll just have to see for myself. Next, I have one of my favorite books of all time. It is If We Were Villains by ML Rio. Guys, the way I ate this book up and loved it so much, I read it on my phone or on my Kindle as well. I just had to get the physical copy. I absolutely love this book and I highly recommend it. I have some books by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have Forever Interrupted, which I haven't read, and When True Loves. I definitely want to get into these. I think this is her first book. I can't remember. And this one is super popular. I also love the new covers, so might have to get the new cover of this one as well, but we'll see. Next, I have like kind of a dark romance. It's Darling Venom by Parker S. Huntington. When I first started reading it, I was like, wow, this is really intense. It's definitely for like a day where I'm kind of in the mood to get something a little like heavier. Next, I have Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I also started this one. I've started so many of these books and I just like can't get into them. Next, I have Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. This one, I just know that it is about a age gap romance where the woman is older, which is really interesting. That's pretty much all I know, and that everybody loves this book. As you can tell, I'm very easily influenced. I have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This one I think is her newest release, so it's definitely the most popular. I'm so excited to read this book as well. This book I bought on a whim. I can't tell you why I bought it. It is Underneath the Sycamore Tree by B. Celeste. I looked it up on Goodreads and it had like a 4 point something on Goodreads, which is like pretty high, but I have no idea what it's about. Like, I'm gonna be so for real, I don't know at all. Next, I have The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. These two people that live in the same place, but they don't see each other ever, so they leave each other like little sticky notes, and it's like a romance between them. Next, I have Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I'm excited to get into this. I've read Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren, which is the one that this is always compared to, and to be honest, I didn't really like that one that much. Please don't come for me. I know that it's like everyone's like comfort book, favorite book, but it wasn't mine at all because I feel like it was good, but I just really didn't like how one thing was handled at all. I thought it was really unhealthy and not okay. So yeah, I hope that this one's better. They're always compared. So next, I have two books by Mariana Zapata. I have From Look Off with Love and The Wall of Winnipegamy, and I haven't read these for multiple reasons. One of them, I mean, they're just so thick and slow burn, so I don't know if I'm gonna really like them. But also, I saw a blurb of one of her books. I don't know if it's culty or if it's one of these ones, where they have a Filipino-American heroine, I believe. She talks poorly about like some of the food. I'm Filipino American. For example, one of the dishes that she eats that she doesn't like and like talks poorly about is balut. That is a food that I didn't grow up eating it, but a lot of my family members grew up eating, and although it wasn't for me, just seeing it kind of being bashed in a book just kind of made me feel very icky. So I'm kind of scared to get into one of these. I want to see like a heroine that is the same ethnicity as me, but I don't want her to bash some certain aspects of like my culture as well. I don't know, I don't want to sound like so problematic. I have to read it first before I say anything, but I did see that from an excerpt, and so it just makes me kind of nervous. Next, I have Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. This is a memoir. I started it. I do want to continue, but it's not something that I feel really hooked to read in like one sitting, if that makes sense. Next, I have The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. All I know about this one is that the woman is a bodyguard and they have like a fake dating thing going on, and it's pretty short too. And the next one is coming out soon, or another one of her books is coming out this year. So next, I have A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy. I know that this is a part of a series, so I haven't gone into this one specifically. I want to get into that and then get into this, but I have the physical copy of this one, and also it is like absolutely...
She's a mammoth, of course.
Next, I have You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hochul. I've heard so many mixed things about this, that like people hate the first half and then love the second half. I am in a reading slump, like I have been for like 2 years, so I don't know if I can put myself in a situation where I don't like a book at first, just to see if I'm gonna like it in the end. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Next, I have Golden Girl by Ellen Hildebrand. I watch Sarah Crowley's videos, especially like in the summertime. I saw that she was really talking about this author, so I bought this in the summertime, and I haven't touched it since. So, Chain of Thorns. I have not read the series at all. I read The Dark Artifices and I'm on the last book, and then this is after The Dark Artifices. I don't know why I bought this, because I told myself I wasn't gonna buy any more of Cassie Clare's books until I finished Queen of Shadows. But then I saw the inside of the dust jacket. I couldn't help myself, to be honest. Lastly, I have some books that I was gonna read for Christmas, and one thing that I got for Christmas. Normally I don't get books for my family because they know about my excessive physical TBR, but my brother got me this painted edition of Persuasion by Jane Austen, and this is such a beautiful book cover. Like, I'm so obsessed. I have not read this though, but I'm obsessed and I want to collect these so bad. And then these last two books that I have here are Love Life Farms by B.K. Borson and Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cockrum. This is a sapphic romance. I've never read a sapphic romance, but I really want to. I think this will have to wait for the winter time, honestly, and same with this one. We'll have to probably wait till Christmas time. But the cover is so cute. Like, are you kidding me? This is adorable. Those are all the books that I have to show you. I know it's a lot, but it was definitely cumulative, so just keep that in mind. Thank you so much for watching this video if you did. I love making videos, so hopefully I don't go on a hiatus again and get embarrassed and then delete all my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys hopefully next time. Hopefully. Bye.